All right, so here's some little derailleur setup tips. So I'm not joking when I say this. Like, I literally, when I got this bike, I rode it about 9 minutes into the woods, and just bizarrely, a stick got caught in the standard stock derailleur and literally ripped the whole thing off the goddamn bike. Like within, I'm not kidding, under 10 minutes of riding. So I never really got a time to even test this bike. I did put an like a what is it, SLX derailleur. It's a little more heavily built. I'm probably gonna what I'm actually gonna do is block this 50th tooth gear. It doesn't really need it. Like I've normally in my last bike I rode a 42 Lecky with a 42 Shimano rear on an 11-speed setup. This is a 46, so I don't. This is not going to need the 50. I mean, I'm not doing crazy climbs, but 46 should be plenty for this. And in fact, I may swap this out actually for probably to start at like a 46 and go down. That way, there's a little less jumping between the gears. So as far as setup, I always set the derailleur stops before you install your cable, so you can just leave that out. And then if you can see, I'm not sure if I can point it out, but the lower cog needs to be in direct alignment when it bottoms out like this way. It needs to be it needs to be exactly in line with the smallest cog. On this derailleur, it's this top. Sorry, I gotta work on my camera skills, man. All right, so this top bolt is what actually affects the drop either this way or this way. So you can set the stops on that, and then I swing this all the way out and get it all the way in. It's gonna be hard for me to do with one hand, but swing it all the way out. Make sure it tops out. For me, I'm blocking this gear, so I'm topping this thing out at the 11th gear, and I'm gonna block it there. And that would be this lower set screw right here. So as this derailleur comes up into contact, it will. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. It'll actually hit that bolt right there, and then that's what stops the whole thing from going any further. And then at that point, usually what I do is I'll thread this all the way in to stop and then out a couple turns. Put the cable through, it mounts just like this. You can see it kind of goes through on this derailleur. Boom, and then you pull gentle tension on it on these derailleurs and then lock it down. And then you can play with the adjuster and make sure it runs through the gears evenly, and then put the chain on. I'm waiting for a KMC chain. Again, if this needs a KMC, it will not work with Shimano, and according to Matt, it may work with SRAM, but I'm not going to screw around with that. I'm just going to go full KMC on this one. Last time I did like an electric bike chain. I'm not sure I'm going to need it, but if the thing breaks, you'll know about it, and I'll definitely let you know. But for now, the KMCs, and I looked at some of the strength sheets on these, and they look to be almost identical to the electric ones. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do there, but we're getting close to a build here. Starting to look like a bike. I don't know if you can see it now, but sorry, I wish I was better at this camera stuff, but we'll get there. So that's what she looks like, and all blacked out. Looks really cool. Pretty pimped out, I think. And then around the other side, trying to get the wires. I mean, look at the wiring. It looks super clean. Like everything was inside the frame. My next project is going to be I have to order another one of these plugs, and then, which is going to look like this. They only give you three with the hole. So 1, 2, and then there's one on the hole on the bottom. And this one, unfortunately, came just a standard plastic one. So it's pretty much worthless. So I have to order a rubber one, and then what I'm going to probably have to do, and I'll have to see how much plastic there is on this, and there's not a ton, so it's going to be a little challenging. But what I'm ideally going to do is try to maybe skim 2 millimeters off this so I can feed this down into the frame. I'm not sure it's going to work. I may blow the cable on this. I'll certainly let you know if I start crying, freaking out. And then the next one of the close to final stages is putting the chain on, and then I have to figure out a way to make these e-brake sensors work, which is going to be a little bit of a project. On my last bike, like I was mentioning in an earlier video, I created a mechanism for this to strike the cutoff so that it would kill the power to the motor. I highly recommend that. I'm on the faster end of the mountain bike spectrum, so I enjoy dirt biking, and obviously on my channel you can see that I like going fast. I like enjoying things, so I don't like putzing around, and with that, you do need the brake sensors cut off, because once you gain enough momentum, you really need the motor to cut when you're coming into corners and stuff. So, and then it just feels really integrated. Like it's just got a nice integrated feel. It feels like the bike was, built from the factory. And this bike hopefully is going to look pretty damn factory when I'm done. I'm going to be super pumped about it. So hopefully you guys will be too. All right. Till next time. Later.